Hello, Detective Banks. Do you know where your officers are?
Hi, Darren.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. I wanted to start by asking, it's been a while since Saw 4 came out. What convinced you to return to the franchise?
The insane cast. When I left Saw 4, I felt like I had done it. I felt like I had three number one movies. I killed a lot of people. The fans were happy, and I was like, all I can do at this point is fuck it up. That's the only thing I can do. I've already hit what the best I could do. All I can do now is fuck it up. So I walked away, and then over the years, I watched it and I got jealous. I was like, and envious. I was like, I wish I would have done this differently. I could have done this differently. But there was no reason for me to return until I hear Chris Rock's coming back. When I hear Chris Rock's coming back, like this guy is like the greatest living comedian of our time. So when I hear he's coming back, I had to do it. Like there's no way to say no when you have Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson.
And what did that collaboration process look like with Chris Rock? Because I understand he was pretty heavily involved.
Very involved. I think Chris more than anything was a bullshit barometer meter for me. Like he would we talk through scenes and he'd be like, are you sure about that? And I was like, okay, you're right. Let's do something different. No, he just had a whole different energy and a tone. His thing was he did not want to make a comedy. He wanted to make a Saw movie with levity, with some comedic moments. And so I think that he would look at every scene and say, like, we could do that better. Let's look at that scene. That could be better. And he continued to improve the script all the way through shooting. So he was extremely collaborative.
Hmm. And what does Spiral do to take the franchise in a new direction? And also, what does it do to pay tribute to all the movies that came before it?
So one of the challenges that we all faced coming on this undertaking was we had to pay homage to the previous films. We couldn't just invalidate them. So this movie is not a sequel. It's not a reboot. It is a standalone film that exists in the Saw universe, which means Jigsaw existed. The crimes he committed happened. But this takes place in a different part, in a different city, with different cops, different people. So you'll find numerous Easter eggs in there. But if we were going to continue the story, I think it was important for me to not bring Jigsaw back for a flashback again. He's been involved in about 1,000 flashbacks, and the mythology became so dense, so complicated, that I wanted to start over. And I also didn't want people to see Jigsaw and start comparing the new killer to him, because the reality is no one will ever be able to touch what Tobin Bell did to the franchise. Tobin Bell is an icon. So it was important to kind of sever those ties of Jigsaw, of Billy, these very iconic images. So we said, what do we bring back? We bring back the traps. We bring back Charlie Clouser and his music. We bring back the editing style, but we go in a different direction. And that new direction is bigger, better, wider. It's not as claustrophobic, and it leans into more actiony thriller than it does straight horror. Just in the very first few scenes where you meet Chris Rock and he's doing a heist in a hotel. Like things like that you would never see in a Saw movie, let alone 4 minutes devoted to Forrest Gump. That would never happen. Now we have that, and that's all thanks to Chris Rock.
Yeah, that was an amazing opening to the film.
Thank you.
Hello, Detective Banks. When was the last time you saw your father